So hopefully you guys enjoyed that little video. I did have a live chat where Joe was actually holding the phone in his car, and I was riding with Brady because we were trying to do some roller photos. However, it was really dark out, but I did show you guys 2 of the photos I got. They were decent, but it was just way too dark out to be taking photos. But Joe wanted to test the parachute because he is running the quarter mile this weekend. A lot of people always ask him, what's your quarter mile time? What's your quarter mile time? Well, his car is an 8th mile car. It's a grudge car. It does a lot of no prep racing, and they do 8th mile racing. So his car has been geared for 8th mile, but he got a different gear ratio for quarter mile racing so that he could compete in streetcar takeover this weekend and probably do a few more events this summer. But he's really going for like that elusive 7-second pass, which that car has already done 8s, just like cruising, you know, letting off at the 8th mile. So it'll easily go 7s, but it'll be interesting to see how deep into the 7s it could go. I believe the DA is going to be somewhere between like 1,500 and 2,000 this weekend, pending streetcar takeover. Hopefully it doesn't get rained out. I've always wanted to go to streetcar takeover, and so we're hoping for some good weather. Anyways, so that's what we were doing last night. We did a live video on it and then decided to delete the video because there's some stuff in there that we can't show you until probably next week or the week after, but you guys got to tune in because some big news coming up in the next week or 2. Anyways, we are back in the garage working on the tank stang. So I'm going to remove the battery because it's in my way of where I want to mount the catch can, and I need to get in there to mount up the catch can. So far, this fitting is snug. I did get another valve cover in. So if you guys don't know, these are removable. However, this side's not removable. This side is. So I cut the stock PCV like little valve off so I could put this AN fitting there, and it's just held by some really strong sealant. I mean, it hasn't moved. It's moving a little bit. So if it ends up not sealing, I did buy another valve cover, and what we'll do is we'll just use an OEM fitting. But for now, we're gonna mount up the catch can, see how these lines work out, and then if that ends up not holding up, I have another valve cover, and we'll just make another OEM line. They look similar to this one here. They're just ugly. They're not the nice AN lines, but that's what we gotta do. So let's get the battery out of the way. All right, so I got the catch can mounted down there where I want it. So I don't really care for it to be seen. It's just really functional. You do need a catch can, so that's really the only space for it anyways. So I just wanted to hide it back there. So now we're gonna do this front driver line. So I've got a 45 that's gonna come off of there like so. And then I've got a straight piece that'll go there. And we got some 10-an lines. So this one will be super easy to put together. All right, so the catch can is in. It's just tucked down there. I think it looks pretty clean. Got one line running back behind the intake manifold and then coming up here to the driver's side. And then we got the other line going down underneath the fuel pressure regulator. Can't even see it for the passenger side. Like I said, this one's just a makeshift. If this doesn't hold, which I'm pretty sure it's not going to, I'm just gonna swap the valve cover and then put a OEM fit or a OEM fitting on there, and that'll be that. So the catch can is installed. Highly recommend it for all cars, especially boosted cars. Lots of blow by. So someone buy my turbo. If you guys haven't been paying attention, the consensus is I need a bigger turbo. Coyote flows too much. So this is a T4 7675 with a 9.6 AR. Really good turbo. If you have like an LS motor, like an LS motor, like a 6.0 has more cubic inches than this motor. This is only a 302. I think those are like 370s. And those can make like 900 to 1,000 horsepower on this turbo. But the Coyote flows so well that this turbo can't make shit on this car. Literally, build 10 pounds of boost, it falls off to like 4. I build 6 pounds of boost, it falls off to like 2 or 3. So this turbo is just way too small. So I think we're gonna go to a T6. I don't know exactly what turbo we're gonna do. There's tons and tons of options for T6s. We're definitely gonna lose some spool, but we need the big exhaust housing for it to flow well enough for the Coyote so it doesn't get choked out. Plus, it gives us more room for when we build the motor down the road, when we build the transmission and we can turn it up. We've already got a T6 for a bigger turbo in there, but that's what we got to do, unfortunately. We're gonna have to redo the exhaust. We're gonna have to redo part of the hot parts. We're gonna have to redo part of the cold side where the blow-off valve is, because we don't know for sure, but we've only got like, I mean, not even an inch of room here. So somehow we've got to make a T6 fit right here. So I'm sure we'll have to move it forward and over that way, which means we'll have to redo this pipe that has the blow-off valve. We'll have to redo the hot part cross pipe that connects to two manifolds, and we'll definitely have to redo the exhaust. The exhaust is going to be a lot bigger, which means we're going to have to cut a bigger hole in the hood. And then we're going to have to replace the exhaust trim ring. It's just, that's the problem when something doesn't fit, especially as significant as a turbo. It's like, not only do you have to change this shit, you got to change all this shit, and you got to change all this shit. Like, it's just, it all affects everything. So that's kind of where we're at with the Coyote right now. Once I sell this turbo, I'm pretty confident I can find... The good thing is the T6s are a little cheaper actually because they're more common. So once I can sell this turbo for a decent price, I'm hoping somewhere, like they're only $1,000 brand new, so I'm hoping somewhere like around $850, maybe $900 shipped, because it's going to cost me like $30-40 to ship it. But you know, somewhere $850, $900 would be nice for the turbo. If I have to take a little lower, if it's going to sit a while, I'll take a little bit lower. But that's what I'd like to get, because all we've done is started the car and done like 3 or 4 pulls in it, and that's it. So, and I drove it the other day to get it registered and inspected, but that's pretty much it for driving it. I'm ready to take the turbo off, sell it, get a new turbo, and get going on this build, because now I'm like super antsy because the car's running, everything's here. We just need a bigger turbo. So if anyone's interested, email me, davidvanvorst@hotmail.com. We'll work something out, but I really need to get this turbo sold so we can get moving on the Coyote project. Anyways, the catch can is in. It looks super good. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you enjoyed Joseph's video pulling the parachute on the Trans Am. It was freaking awesome watching that in person. Hopefully see some of you guys out at Streetcar Takeover this weekend. Make sure you guys always comment, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Snapchat at VanV39, and we'll see you guys on the next one. I love Big League Chew. It's so good. So good. There's like no flavor, but the tastes so good. The flavor dies after like 5 seconds. But you really got to pack this shit in. Big League Chew.